Okay, so here are the notes for Voronoi diagrams notes day 2. Okay, so construct a Voronoi diagram given these three sites. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plot points A, B, and C. And during the Desmos activity today, a lot of you drew the lines between each point. And step one that we needed to do was to calculate the midpoint. Okay, so I already drew the midpoints ahead of time. So this is 4, 5. This is -2, 3, and this is 1, 2. Okay, so now looking at this, I need to figure out what is the slope. And when you look at this, you can see the slope here is I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down 2. So my slope of this line is -1/3. So the perpendicular line has to have a slope of 3. So I'm going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1. And I'm going to draw a line with a perpendicular slope. Okay, I'm making it dotted, all right? Okay, now this slope here, if you look at it, it goes up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. So the slope is equal to 1, so the perpendicular slope is equal to -1. So I'm going to draw my perpendicular slope. Alrighty. Okay, and then for here, this has a slope of 1/3. So we've got a slope. This line here has a slope of 1/3. So we're going to write a slope of -3. So -3. Right? And if I draw those dotted lines, the vertex always intersects at one point. So here we go. So if I'm drawing my vertex, it's going to be, these are the pink lines here are my boundaries, and the vertex is 2, -1. Okay, now let's go to the next page. Once again, I have my points, and I already found the midpoints. So I've got triangle ABC. The slope of this one is undefined, so the perpendicular slope is going to be there, y equals 0, and or y equals 1. Okay, and then here I've got a slope of -1/3. So I need a perpendicular slope of 3. Okay. And then here I've got a slope it looks like my slope is 1. So since that slope is 1, I'm going to have a slope of -1. So the vertex between A, B, and C is right there. Okay, now we've got another triangle here between A, C, and D. Right? And I found the midpoints already ahead of time. So I've got A, C, and D, and now we want to find out where the vertex is there. So here I've got these 2 points are midpoints. So if I look at, let's use a different color. So this midpoint here is, it looks like it's 1, 0. And so, and I've got a slope of 1, so I'm going to keep using this line here. Okay. Now here, between C and D, I've got a slope of -2, so the perpendicular slope is going to be positive 1/2. All right, so up 1/2. Okay, so there is my perpendicular slope to CD. This is my perpendicular slope to AC. And at AD, my slope is 1/4. So my perpendicular slope is going to be -4. So for this dot right here, the slope of -4, 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. And so that one has a line there. And just like before, we've got a single vertex right there. And the lines that connect through the midpoint are right there, and right there. And now that I've drawn my vertices, I can erase these triangle lines. Because that's not really part of the Venn diagram. And so the large pink and green are the boundary lines, and these dots here are the vertices. Let's look at this question here. It says, find where the missing edge should be. So we know there's supposed to be an edge between B and C. And we know that the line is supposed to be symmetrical. So it's going to be in here somewhere. So, and it's going to start here. So you can kind of see from the grid that to connect B to C, it's got a slope of 1/2, right? So B to C has a slope equal to 1/2. So since the slope has a half, we know that the perpendicular slope is going to be -2. And we know it's going to start right there. So if it's going to start there, then I know to have a slope of -2, I'm going to have to go up 2 and over 1. Up 2 over 1. And then that's where my line is supposed to go. And you could tell that from here to here, between B and the red line and C and the red line, that kind of looks like it's the same distance. So the distance between the two yellow regions looks like it's the same. So basically, we know that this is going to have the opposite slope. Okay, let's look at the last question. Okay, use the distance formula to find the vertex site. This is going to be important in Friday's lesson. I've got this vertex here, and I've got this point here. And something that's going to be important in the lesson on Friday is that through any three sites and the vertex, you can draw a circle. Watch. So what does that mean that I can draw a circle? That means the distance from the vertex to each site is the same. In fact, I'm going to write that. The distance from vertex is the same to each site. Okay, so if the distance from each vertex is the same to each site, then I want to find this distance, all right? So if I'm going to find that distance, I'm going to use the distance formula, and this is in your formula packet. So you plug it in, and so by using those points, then I end up with a distance of 8.06. If you need to play this again, go ahead and hit pause and replay, and that is the notes. And good luck on your homework assignment.